All right, well, the sheep begin sheeping, and the scouts begin scouting. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for game number 2. Welcome to the grand final of Stage 3, Beastyqt versus MarineLorD. This is game number 2. Spawning on the east side in the color yellow, playing as the Malians, it's Beastyqt. And on the west side, in the color red, also playing as the Malians, representing Izzy Esports, it's MarineLorD. All right, Lidakor. We got a Malian mirror. How you feeling about this? We've seen a couple of Malian mirrors today. How many M's can you put in a sentence
Not
describing
much.
Malians?
Actually, oh wait, do I have to describe Malians? Because I was about to say mommy made me mash my M&Ms, but that's cheating then.
I'm getting a little bit of help, a little bit of outside help right now. I'm asking, I've hit up Bing and I'm like, yo, Bing, can you describe the Malians with words only using words that begin with M in an entire sentence? Let's see what Bing says, because that's the point of Malian mirrors. I feel like they're reaching that Rus mirror. All right, here we go. This is what Bing says. Which, by the way, I don't know, if you're not already, you got to get on the AI hype train. This thing is popping off. I've been asking out for build orders. My rating has been going through the roof. It's been amazing.
Especially when the AI is using an outdated data set and you get a build order from 2017.
It's actually referencing ageofempires.com. I didn't even say Malians in the game. It says, Malians are mostly Muslims who make money from mining and merchandising. They inhabit a massively landlocked nation in West Africa. There's no M's in there. Chat GPT, you're terrible. Get out of here. I'll deal with my own problems.
Alrighty, so Beastyqt going pretty heavily on the houses around that pit mine. Let's take a look. I think he went all the way up to like 6 or 7. MarineLorD, in the previous set, if I can recall correctly, he also goes pretty high on the house count. Lucifron was the one who went with like 4 or 5 at maximum. Yep, it's 6 apiece.
Yeah. So 6 apiece, which is interesting. It seems like 6 was always the perfect number for me as well. Like I always, it always seems so good because it was just one straggler tree. You just chop it. You can. It's very easy to macro as well. You just rally the vills to the tree and then shift click them back to the wood. So you don't mess up. But we do have 6 workers on one Mansa quarry, 5 for MarineLorD though. So a slightly faster age up here for Beastyqt, but at the same time a little bit less resources upon age. Remember that not only is that extra villager tapping away at the landmark, but that's one less villager that's gathering resources. So not only are you aging up faster, you're aging up with less resources and faster. So it's a whole bunch of behind the scenes mechanics that are going on right there.
Yeah, remains to be seen if MarineLorD is going to take the 2-stable approach that he has tried against Lucifron. That didn't really work out in that set, but we actually don't know whether it was just forced error from Lucifron, or simply that wasn't as optimized or it wasn't as efficient as MarineLorD hoped it would be. So we'll see if MarineLorD opens 1 or 2 stables, but the last time he played Malians against Lucifron, he actually decided to just change the 2-stable approach into a 1-stable approach himself too.
Yeah. I'm suspecting we might see it make a break today. Does he dare bring out the double stable against Beastyqt? I'm sure he's done his theory crafting. He's like, okay, double stable. This is the busted thing. Beastyqt with such a quick stable. Look how quick this is. MarineLorD ages up. The stable's almost finished from Beastyqt. MarineLorD throwing his down with 5 vills. So both of these guys are very quick to get their stables up and begin warrior production. Warrior scout production, rather.
Yeah, so far so good. Nothing out of the ordinary from either of these players. They also start with the tech itself and only after start queuing the scouts. Big question will be whether either of these players will pivot to early Donsos, or are we going to see just full mass scouts like I think we've seen between B and... Was it MarineLorD yesterday? Let me check.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes just to assist you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was it. I didn't get to watch all the games, especially in all the Malian games.
I think it was B versus... Yeah, it was actually B versus the Muslim that we had in there. That was the one where we had dozens of scouts, and I do mean dozens. By the way, reminder to chat, my prediction for the amount of scouts total we are going to see is 47. Aussie just went with the easy approach of saying 48, so we'll see which of us will be right.
Oh, take a look at here. We've got something a little bit interesting going on. Beasty going into professional scouts. Take a look at that. So this is something that you mentioned earlier as to why professional scouts can be a bit of a dangerous technology to go through in this matchup. And the reason is, if he loses that, that's 50 wood he just lost. Whew. That was a bit of a waste. The reason why it can be dangerous is because your enemy's making scouts as well. So you try and pick up the hunts, and the scouts come along, and then they just kill your scouts. So there's a lot of scouts, there's a lot of killing, not a whole lot of hunt, unfortunately.
So, seeing yesterday's sets, what we have seen is that the cattle-based approach is actually more effective than professional scouts, because you can work with a cattle very effectively here, and because you don't invest into professional scouts, you can squeeze in double broadaxe and fertilization, as MarineLorD has done. And even more importantly, you can force Beast to make a choice. Are you defending your pit mine, or are you carrying carcasses? And right now, you see Beasty's carrying carcasses, so he's going to start losing houses.
Yeah, this is very, very interesting. It makes it tough for him. Obviously, the scouts going as fast as they can, but the first house is going to go down. This is going to give MarineLorD a nice little bit of priority here. He's got the house burning down, so a Vil could come out. But MarineLorD, remember, he's not going to have that defender's advantage like Beasty will. So it's going to make it a bit easier for him on the defense. We do see the second house is slowly but steadily getting torched down, and he's going to be able to take a little bit of a fight here. Damage coming off the scouts. No one going to be going down, and of course these guys are going to heal up once they do escape. So MarineLorD going to be happy. Nice little 50 wood win there, together with the 50 wood that he got from killing the mining camp previously. Means he's up 100 wood. In these games, the skill difference is so small. Every advantage counts.
Yeah, now MarineLorD needs to keep up the pressure over here. He can't afford to let Beasty take away all 4 hunts. But the reason why he's backing off is exactly this. He's going to have the barracks up, and Beast is actually lucky that he's taking this hunt right now, because he's going to spot the barracks coming in.
All right, well, we do have a little bit of a scout war right here. Beasty's scouts actually prioritizing the deer over the enemy scouts. Nice little micro from MarineLorD pulling back the low health scouts, and the Donzo coming in. It's going to force all of these away, and Beasty taking an unfortunate fight here. The Donzo really helping out, the upgrade coming through as well, and now all of a sudden MarineLorD with a bit of an advantage here over his opponent. How many scouts went down there?
Yeah, quite a few actually, but bigger problem for Beasty is that he doesn't have a response to the Donzos. So from now on, he can't really take good engagements here. And once again, his houses will be threatened. And I want to point your attention towards the food income just for a brief moment. It's next to identical despite Beasty being on the hunt. That's why we have seen yesterday that the cattle-based approach seems to be just a lot better over here. Allows you to get those upgrades a lot faster, and when it comes to the wood income, that's going to be better for MarineLorD. Helps a lot making that barracks and now getting some Donzos on the field which decide these engagements.
And this is where it gets so difficult right now for Beasty. He can't take this fight. The Donzos are way too strong, and he looks to try and bring them, all the scouts around to try and get the reinforcing Donzos, but unit's going to make sure that the scouts have to head back home. And Donzo's just going to be joining the rest of the siege. And now Beasty can't really challenge the siege. And Archer's in queue. Looking to hopefully do a little bit more damage with that, but just biding his time. Trying to prevent as little damage to his infrastructure as possible.
It's difficult though. 1 or 2 archers, they will just get picked apart by the scouts. MarineLorD will dive on them, especially when you leave them alone like that. And you still can't jump on this army if you're Beasty because of all the Donzos being there. And now that you're losing houses, your resource income is actually going to be weaker. Look at that. MarineLorD 950 food per minute, Beasty 670. Wood per minute slightly better for Beasty. Gold per minute, once again, advantage MarineLorD because he didn't lose the houses that Beasty did.
Yeah, MarineLorD's having a very nice opening in this game. Beasty going to be turning his attention once again to those hunts, but obviously MarineLorD not skipping a beat and straight away turning his attention onto this pit mine, wanting to try and take it out. This is an expensive loss if it does come through, and Beasty just going to be committing to that hunt on the south, and the pit mine does go down. So a big loss right here for Beasty. This is going to really cut out a lot of his income, and just, I guess when it comes to the spawn, I mean, Beasty here, he's copped a pretty unfortunate spawn in that his gold is on the front side of his base. Compare that to MarineLorD, who's got double bank gold spawn. Makes it definitely a little bit nicer for MarineLorD. Now, still pushing forward. Archer numbers have really risen here. Lidakor.
Yeah. For sure, that gold mine is a little punishing, especially because the second additional gold mine is right next to it. But then again, it's not like Beasty was prioritizing defending this in the first place anyways. He decided to go for the hunt. And now the follow-up comes in here from MarineLorD, and this is the difference between the Pro Scouts build and the cattle-based build. Big credit goes to Lucifron for kind of pioneering this against B yesterday, showing how going for the cattle-based approach, quickly pivoting into Donzos and forcing your opponent to decide between ferrying in the carcasses and defending the pit mine, then transitioning into Castle Age play can be effective.
It's genuinely amazing to me watching how these guys play and how quickly the little metas begin building within these games, and how quickly you can see that the way that they play changing. I think that's really what's so impressive here. And the age up now comes through. Expect to see those veterancy upgrades through immediately. Exactly what MarineLorD's going to be doing. Beasty looking at age up as well. He's about a minute away from the age up. The main limiting factor here going to be his gold income. Not too long on those Warrior Scouts. Another 13 seconds, 12 seconds. Now the Donzo's teeing off towards enemy archers. He's looking to try and get us around here. Warrior Scouts trying to bide their time until the upgrade comes through, and here it comes. Now looking to tear apart those enemy archers. He's got the Warrior Scout veterancy here, so it means the enemy Warrior Scouts are going to be having a tough time. Sofa Warrior joining the party as well for Beasty. Just gets a really decent surround. The Donzo's still alive, still pumping out plenty of damage. Not a lot of archers here, a couple of them on low health, but Beasty is still managing to maintain a pretty decent presence here, despite, well, I said despite the upgrade difference, but you can really see now it's all gone to shit for him.
And it's gonna get worse. There it is, GG, taps out. MarineLorD takes game number 2, and we're just seeing why the cattle-based build kind of became the meta ever since like late yesterday, quite frankly. And to Beasty's credit, he's been using a build order that's quote-unquote state-of-the-art. It just happens to be the case that throughout the course of yesterday, players like Lucifron actually found a way to beat that. This cattle-based approach into fast Donzos, and then really being the one initiating the fights and forcing your opponent to defend the pit mine instead of ferrying in the carcasses is what makes this work.
Yeah. That was a textbook display of how that strategy by MarineLorD there exploits what Beasty was looking to do.